each and every one of you. Namaste from Dhananjaya, and I'm happy that you are joining this presentation in this video on the topic service. Greatest quotations from the greatest men and women of the world. So the first quotation is by Swami Vivekananda. He is the best ruler. He is the best ruler who can serve best. So there is a lot of management and politics in this inspired quotation. He is the best ruler who can serve the best. Now, what this quotation also suggests, that if one wants or is a ruler, a king, a head of state, in democracy or otherwise, then he must first acquire the qualities of being a best servant, not necessarily household servant, but good in service, serving the people he is ruling over. Kindness, justice, compassion, benevolence, and social welfare. All these qualities are present in him. He is there to serve the people and serve the people through the rules and regulations and the judicial apparatus, managerial systems, all those things. He has a big role to play. But he cannot only rule, dictate, or oppress people, be unfair and unwilling to help. That is not the best ruler. That ruler may have power, but that power is in vain and is used inappropriately. So he is the best ruler who can serve best. This quotation by Albert Schweitzer gives another dimension of the sense of service. He connects it with happiness. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know: the only ones among you who will be happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. So in other words, in service there is a joy, there is a pleasure, there is satisfaction. Service is not something that you are doing out of charity or you are doing as an obligation, heartlessly, without really meaning to serve. So, the only ones among you who will be happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Rabindranath Tagore. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy. So a lot of human dimensions are interwoven in this quotation. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. In other words, dreaming in sleep that life was joy is not really a life experience. It is a dream. So you have the concept that life was joy. But how to turn life into joy? That is the next step. I awoke to this question, that what makes life joy? I awoke and saw that life was service. In other words, you cannot convert life into joy without going through the path of service. So I woke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, when I took action, took steps, moved my inner self and outer self to bring joy into life, then this is what happens. I acted, and behold, service was joy. So from dream to real life experience is this journey. From dreaming about joy, to waking up that life is service. And when you actually perform service with sincerity, you will discover that service was joy. And Albert Einstein makes it even simpler. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. So there are many ways you can say life can be lived for others. It does not mean that you simply sit outside on the road and do things for others, even if they need it or they don't. But doing things for others is increasing your capability, your knowledge, your wisdom, and applying that knowledge in everything you do, and that will benefit others. That's probably a superior way. Einstein was no ordinary man. He was one of the most brilliant scientists and a human being. He spoke on in many fields of life, many disciplines, including children's education. So, the only life lived for others is a life worthwhile. So his life was worthwhile because he created a new knowledge stream for others to learn and to grow. And his science and emerging technology from that science is serving the whole humanity now and will forever. Now this one is a simplified version of the same concept as Einstein. Paul W. Moody. The measure of a man is not the number of his servants. So I know some people in this world who think that they have so many workers, so many servants serving their needs, small private needs. He is a great man. But on the contrary, this quotation suggests the measure of a man is not the number of his servants, but in the number of people he serves. And he serves in his own way, based on his capability, based on his capacity and his inner desire. He serves in his own way. And the more he serves, the larger number of people and society he serves, his measure, his value, his worth for the world is known by that, by the number of people he serves, not by the number of people who serve him. Leo Tolstoy. The simplest and shortest ethical precept, ethical principle. The simplest and shortest ethical precept is to be served by others as little as possible and to serve others as much as possible. So he is making a small but useful compromise that it is not always that you would be serving others. The others will help you and serve you too. But minimize that. Minimize what? Minimize how many people are serving you and maximize how many are you serving. You are serving others. So the simplest and shortest ethical precept is to be served by others as little as possible and to serve others as much as possible. And the last quotation is by Swami Satchidananda. By the way, I learned yoga from Swami Satchidananda. When you expect something for a reward, when you expect something for a reward, it is labor. It is not service. Labor means you do it to get something. Service means you do it for its own sake. So if you are serving or doing anything to get something, to get paid or to get honored, that is not service. When you begin to discover this truth, that the opportunity to serve is the reward in itself, and that opportunity makes you happy, and that happiness is the reward. Thank you for watching and listening and paying attention. We'll meet again soon. Namaste.